Two men are being held without bail in connection to a shooting on Sunday that injured a Boston police officer. Requan Martin, 21, of Boston, and Antoine Mack, 35, of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, were arraigned on Monday on charges that they shot the officer inside the hallway of an apartment building in the city's South End neighborhood. We're highly upset at this, Boston Police Commissioner William Gross said at the scene on West Springfield Street on Sunday. "This is intolerable. It shouldn't happen. Here's what we know about the shooting and the suspects. What authorities say happened," Paula said. 3 officers, members of the department's Youth Violence Strike Force, were patrolling on West Springfield in the South End on Sunday when they noticed a car with Massachusetts plates double parked on the left side of the street around 1:53 p.m., blaring loud music. According to the department's police report, the officers noticed a man standing near the car and 2 others near the door of 91 West Springfield Street. The officers pulled up their unmarked black SUV behind the double-parked car and saw that both males that were near the door to 91 West Springfield Street took obvious note of the officer's vehicle. The 2 men stood up, and the officers saw them clutching at their waists, which is characteristic of an armed gunman, Gross told reporters on Sunday. The officers from the Youth Violence Strike Force went to investigate to talk to these individuals, and, as they entered a common hallway, they were met with resistance as one of the suspects held the door, he said. The officers were wearing their badges, clearly visible, according to the department, and yelled "police" as they attempted to open the door. One of the officers was able to get his left foot between the door and the jamb to keep it from shutting all the way. Eventually the officers gained entry into the common hallway where they were immediately fired upon by a suspect, Gross said. Requan Martin, at his arraignment. Aram Bughajian for the Boston Globe. The officers backed out of the hallway and called for help when it was discovered that one of them had been shot in his left calf. "It's a non-life-threatening injury, thank God," Gross said. He was transported to a local area hospital where he's being treated for that wound, police said, within a very short period of time. Mack exited the building and was taken into custody without further incident. Gross said a call for a Code 99, a barricaded suspect, was issued because police received information from someone in the building that one of the suspects, Martin, entered an apartment and refused to leave the building. SWAT and a hostage negotiator arrived on the scene and started communicating with Martin, who eventually was taken into custody, without further incident. The injured officer was transported to Brigham and Women's Hospital for treatment. What authorities have said about the suspect's Antoine Mack, at his arraignment. Aram Bughajian for the Boston Globe. Mack and Martin have been charged with armed assault with intent to murder, assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon, discharging a firearm within 500 feet of a building, unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition, and carrying a loaded firearm, according to police. The 2 men were arraigned in Boston Municipal Court on Monday morning, where they were ordered held without bail pending a dangerousness hearing, which is scheduled for Wednesday, according to the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. Relatives of the 2 men declined to speak to reporters at the courthouse, according to the Boston Globe. The attorneys listed for Mack and Martin could not immediately be reached for comment. What Commissioner William Gross said following the shooting: the name of the police officer who was shot has not been made public, but according to the Globe, he is a 5-year veteran of the department. Following the shooting on Sunday, Gross said he and Mayor Marty Walsh are in agreement that there are too many guns on Boston streets, saying he wished there were unilateral gun laws between Massachusetts and the surrounding New England states. "We have to concentrate on us all working together," he said. The recently appointed commissioner said it was heart-wrenching and disappointing to get the call that one of his officers had been shot. "It's a very dangerous job, but it is our job to patrol and protect the people of Boston," he said. "Unfortunately, some people take that out against us. In April, a Yarmouth police officer was fatally shot in the line of duty, and in July, an officer and a bystander were killed in Weymouth. Also in July, 2 Falmouth police officers were shot while responding to a call, but survived. Boston police officers, at the arraignment of Mack and Martin. Aram Babhajan for the Boston Globe. Folks are doing their job protecting the city, and that's the attitude these days, the commissioner added later. We're coming up to talk to you, we're coming up, you can just fire upon us? So that's heart-wrenching. Just imagine one of your family members getting hurt. How would you feel about that? When they did nothing wrong, they were there, they were lawfully present. Gross thanked EMS personnel for treating and transporting his injured officer, and he said the violence directed at police isn't going to deter law enforcement. We'll be out here each and every day, sending the same message, he said. We will work with you, the good citizens of Boston, to make sure that everybody else gets it. And if they don't, they will be locked up.